Welcome to Breathe With Me by Ebony Yoga, where we focus on the breath. In this beginner series, inspired by Kemetic or ancient Egyptian yoga, we are linking the breath to a single pyramid posture. Pyramids are portals of power, and by breathing through them, we recognize their effects on our body's sacred geometry. This video's posture is Downward Facing Dog, or Adho Mukha Svanasana in Sanskrit, or Pyramid Pose in Kemetic Yoga or Triangle Pose in Kundalini Yoga. The suggested mantra to repeat silently as you breathe is "Be here now." After a basic introduction to the pose, I'm going to offer you several modifications and cues. Keep what feels good to your body and leave the rest. So come to all fours. Press your palms down into the earth. Make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists, and then make sure that your hips are over your knees. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up to the sky while pressing your hands firmly into the earth. Move your torso back towards your hips and form a pyramid with your body. If you must come down at any time, come up on your toes, bend your knees and lower them slowly and mindfully to the mat. Then untuck your toes and come to child's pose to reset until you're ready to try again. So if you came down, let's tuck our toes and come back up. Initiate your Rule of 4 breathing. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Make sure the tip of the tongue is to the back of your teeth. Pyramid pose can be a very challenging pose, especially if you're new to it. So keep repeating the mantra to yourself, "Be here now." Now in pyramid pose, you want your feet to be about as wide as your hips. But if this is uncomfortable for you and if your low back feels really tight, you can bring your feet wider than the hips, and maybe this will feel better. Maybe you'll pedal your feet. One heel presses towards the earth, and then the other heel presses towards the earth. This might help you open up the back of your legs. It's not important that your heels meet the earth. And quite frankly, it's not important if you keep a bend in your knees. What's most important is having that long line of energy in your spine. So if you need to bend your knees, please bend them. If your wrists are sensitive, it might help to put a blanket under your wrists. You might also want a block between your thighs. And if this doesn't work for you, you can come to puppy dog pose. You can come down on your knees and then stretch out your arms in front of you and get a modified stretch that way. Breathe. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. If you're up in full pyramid, your hands should be shoulder width apart. Wrists are parallel to the top of the mat. Keep those fingers spread wide and press down in the fleshy part of your palm between your thumb and your forefinger. Try to press your knuckles flat to the earth. Straighten your arms, but don't lock them or hyperextend them. Keep that buoyancy in your arms. And keep your ears between your biceps. Your neck needs to stay in alignment with the spine, and the shoulders should remain down, so maybe pull your shoulders up to your ears and then release them down. To loosen your neck, shake your head yes for several breaths, and then shake your head no for several breaths as you inhale, pause, and exhale. Pause. If the pose is getting challenging for you, repeat your mantra with more intensity, "Be here now." As your torso moves towards your legs, bring the navel in and up and keep that spine long. You want more of the weight to be in your legs than you want to be in your hands. Maybe you need one more adjustment. Bend your knees just slightly, tilt your hips up to the sky, bring your chest towards your thighs, and then begin to straighten your knees and release your heels towards the earth. Maybe they touch. Maybe they don't. Breathe. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Be here now. As you strengthen your hands, your wrists, and your shoulders, be here now as you strengthen your upper body and your back. Be here now as you stretch your hamstrings, your calves, and your Achilles. Pyramid pose can be an energizing pose that with enough practice may even become a resting pose for you as an alternative to child's pose. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. On your next inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, bend your knees slowly and mindfully down towards the mat. Inhale, pick up your feet. Exhale, bring them back down to the mat. You can shift your weight onto your heels. Pause and notice how you feel. Thank you for breathing with me.